welcome back to my channel, and today I wanted to talk all about our Disney Wish cruise. So we were so excited for this special experience aboard the all-new Disney Wish. Thanks to Disney Cruise Line for making our experience extra special. And we had the 3-day itinerary that we went to Nassau in the Bahamas, and then we went to Castaway Cay, and then back up to Port Canaveral. So that was the loop that we were on. And this is the itinerary we've actually done on every single cruise that we've been on. This was our 5th Disney cruise, so now we are officially Gold Castaway Club members. Yay! Which is very exciting. What that means is there's the Castaway Club. Each time that you cruise on Disney Cruise Line, you move up in their club. I think the cutoff for Gold was 5 cruises, and then Platinum, I believe, is around 10 or so. And the perks that you get, you just get to book things a day sooner. Sometimes there's little bonuses. The gift that you get in your room is a little bit different from level to level. So those are the differences in the Castaway Club. So this was our turning us gold cruise. So we were excited about that. But back to the Disney Wish, the ship was beautiful. So I'd heard a lot of feedback one way or the other from people that had talked to me about the ship, and I really tried to not go into it with any expectations and really not search out too many videos or anything like that before I went, so that way I could kind of inform myself of what I thought about different things. So first of all, we had a fabulous experience. We booked a placeholder. We have other cruises planned for 2023, so I'm super excited about that, and they're going to be for different itineraries that we haven't gone on yet, so that's all very exciting. For the Disney Wish, this ship is definitely different than the other cruises that we have gone on. On the Disney Dream and the Disney Wonder are the 2 other ships that we've been on, so this is our 3rd ship. This ship feels completely different. I actually really loved the decor. I felt like it was a very modern, princessy feel. The feel of the ship is supposed to be enchantment, and so each floor has different character-inspired items, which I love. So you have to be really into that Disney character side for you to appreciate that part, but I do, so I fall into the camp that does appreciate that. We were on level 9, deck 9, and we had a Sleeping Beauty inspired room. So I love that because Sleeping Beauty was one of my favorite animated films growing up. And so we had the 3 fairies over our bed and the fun owl, and there was artwork on the walls of Briar Rose. And so I really love the feel of that. Everything is light, bright, and very airy. So when you go into the traditional style Disney cruise ships, they're very regal. There's a lot of wood. They're a little bit darker. It feels very luxurious. But this one feels a little bit lighter, brighter, a little bit more playful. And I feel like it's maybe angled towards families that have kids that are younger. So our family would qualify right now, but I feel like families with kids like 12, in that like sweet spot of like preschool to 12, because the most phenomenal thing on the ship was the Oceaneer Club. So the Oceaneer Club's always great anyways, right? It's got all these different areas to go play in. If you haven't watched that video, go check it out down below where we went to the tour of it. So many fun areas. There's a Marvel area, there's drawing stations, there's a roller coaster area, there's princess areas, like literally like every dream come true for a kid, right? So that area is just fabulous, but the slide to go into it, like that part is the most genius part on the whole ship. Natalie loved that. She is 10 that she was on this cruise. So every single time like she basically went to the club, she used the slide to get in. She loved that. So they get checked in at the top, the slide goes into the secure area right by the hand washing stations, and that worked beautifully for us. So we really loved that. So Disney cruises work great because Natalie can go to her activities and have her own time. Isabella was old enough to go to Edge this ship. This time she was 12 on the cruise. So 12 to 14-year-olds can go to Edge, and she loved that. She could go hang out with kids her own age. This was our first experience with her being able to come and go freely. They can check themselves out of Edge. In fact, there's no checking in and out at all. So that was a little bit of a leap of faith on our part, but she does have a phone, so we were able to talk to her with the Disney Cruise chat system, and that kind of helped us keep at ease that we knew where she was, and if she moved around the ship, she was supposed to let us know. So that was an all-new experience for us. And we also went snorkeling as a family on Castaway Cay for the first time, so that was all new for us as well, and the kids did amazing. I think I said in the video, but we ended up snorkeling for like 3 hours. So this ship And this particular cruise definitely felt different than our other experiences, even though it was the same itinerary. And that's really the interesting part. So as far as the ship's mainly pros, the only thing I think I would probably change are the elevator buttons, which if you've watched literally any other video about the ship, you probably have already heard. They're like not touch sensitive, they're like just motion sensitive in front. So if you have a very full elevator and someone has their back to the buttons, the whole panel can just light up. We did have that happen a couple of times. It wasn't every single time we're on the elevator, but by the time you get to the end of the cruise, everyone that's on the ship knows it's gonna happen. And so you hear people like, oh, 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 and you're just gonna stop at every single floor. So I have a feeling that's probably gonna change at some point, but really, if that's the most that you can come up with that you'd change, I'd say you're having a great time. Out of the stellar things, wow, the restaurants on the ship were amazing. I absolutely loved Arendelle. That was hands down our favorite. I was blown away. I think I literally said it in the video, and then I said it to my husband when we were sitting at the table. I was like, they nailed it. They nailed it. Like, that was such a fun experience. We love Frozen anyways. Natalie's had a Frozen room twice now, or 3 times. Frozen a couple times, and Frozen 2. Like, she's had the fully themed Elsa and Anna everywhere. So even though that's not her room theme right now, she still really has a big place in her heart for Frozen and the characters. And so being able to see them was awesome, but they nailed it with having Oaken, and I won't put any spoilers in here, but Oaken and like the whole, it just opens with the whole restaurant's like, woohoo! And like, that's just the fun from the rest of the time. So I will not spoil it, but that was our favorite night. Totally awesome. So also on the ship, there's World of Marvel, which we are Marvel fans. We are huge Marvel fans, big Star Wars fans also, by the way. And we have watched all the Marvel movies in chronological order up to the most recent ones. So the kids have seen all that. We know all the backstory. Natalie reads comics. We are probably not like your most like highest level, like full on has a comic book wall Marvel fan, but we're Marvel fans, so we know the stories. We're really excited about this dinner. Really liked it. The only thing that was a little disorienting is there's different clips playing on all of the screens, and we're all familiar with these, so like we know the backstory and like we're able to talk about them. But I can imagine if you didn't know the backstory of all these clips, it was probably a little bit confusing, because we're like, oh, there's the Tesseract, no, and oh, there's Phil, and like, so we're just tossing out all this stuff, but it was a lot. But I love that they incorporated characters to that one. So fun. I love the story, and it was just a really good time. So that one was another fun one. And then on our last night, we had 1923, which is a very elegant dinner. Our table was right by the window, and we were at sea that night, so I was able to look out at the water, and it was like the perfect meal to end the trip on. So I really enjoyed that one. It's a little bit more low-key, a little bit more chill, very like luxurious feeling, but not as like amped up as like the Frozen sing-along and like saving the ship that the Marvel one is. So those both have like stories and they're interactive. So 1923 was just a very nice dinner. So we got a great itinerary because we started at the Marvel one, went to Arendelle, which was my absolute favorite again, and then ended at 1923, which was just a nice calm dinner to end the trip on. We also went to one of the shows. We watched the show the first night. We missed the other nights because we had other activities planned. We went to the spa and got a couples massage. Highly recommend. But we went to the show the first night, and as always, like, Disney entertainment is stellar. Like, it's Broadway level entertainment. Very great. I love watching the dancing because I used to be a dancer, so I have such appreciation for the cruise line performers that are on this cruise ship performing all these shows and doing it while on a moving vessel. Like, so I just literally like watch these shows in awe, right? Because it's like amazing what they are doing. So the entertainment was really great as well. We did a little bit of shopping, not a ton of shopping, but there was a number of shops on the ship. But I'd say, other than the ship being different, the other biggest thing on this particular trip that was different is we treated our days at port a lot differently than we ever had. So our previous cruises, most of them have been for conferences. So I've had conference activities, I've had appointments and things. I'm running around on the ship and doing all those things. This trip we booked on our own, and the itinerary was ours to do what we wanted. So we got off at the port at Nassau for the very first time as a family and all together. And we went to Blue Lagoon Island, which was a ton of fun. Disney got us everywhere we needed to go, which I really appreciate, because that always makes me a little nervous, like when you're somewhere that you don't know your way around, and like how do you get anywhere, and how do you get there, and how do you get back. That was all set. So we booked the excursion through Disney. They literally had like a little sign that we followed, took us right to the Blue Lagoon Island folks. They got us over to their island on the ship, got us back over to our Disney Wish ship by the time we needed to be there, and it was all very, very seamless. So that was a really fun day. We met Charlotte, the sea lion. She was precious. She was so smart. Like, I wish I could have taken video. They make you like lock up your phones and cameras. You could not have anything down there, obviously for the safety of the animals. Also, they took our picture themselves while they were down there. But I wish I could have gotten a little bit of video, because she was so smart and so sweet. And we were debating whether to do dolphin or sea lion, and I'm so glad we did sea lion. It was a very small group. We had a very personal experience, and it was educational and a lot of fun. Like, we got to learn things about sea lions, to where last weekend we went to the zoo here in Minnesota, and I was like, oh look, a sea lion, it has ears, I know this now. And so we're just able to like rattle off facts because we spent that time with Charlotte, which was awesome. So definitely would do that excursion, or a similar type excursion like that again. It was comfortable and easy, and we really liked it. Then at Castaway Cay, we always love this. This is one of my favorite stops. Disney's Island, lots to do. All of our previous trips, the kids have gone to Scuttle's Cove, which is the kids club on the island. This was the first trip where, you know, Isabella has kind of aged out of it, because the upper age is 12, but like she's too cool and she wants to just hang, you know. That's what she does now. And then Natalie is a pretty strong swimmer, and so they both have really advanced their swimming skills, and so they both wanted to go snorkeling. So we're like, awesome, because Dan and I have gone snorkeling on the past couple of times when they just probably weren't strong enough swimmers yet. They're also quite a bit smaller because it's been a few years since we've been cruising. So they got to snorkel. They did amazing. We went snorkeling for like 3 hours, and they saw like everything that's hidden out in the water. They went all the way out to the end. I was so impressed. Like, I didn't expect to be snorkeling that long, so I literally still have a sunburn, but we had a great time. It is just a beautiful island. The food was great there. It's all included in your cruising experience, so I really like that you don't have to bring anything extra with you. Just like your cruise card, your identification to get back on the ship, and that's it. I didn't have to bring, you know, money or credit card or anything, because it's all included. And we did buy some things on the island, but we just like used our key card to buy them because it's Disney's Island, which is very, very nice. So we did, by the way, to backtrack a little bit, have to bring a card and cash onto Blue Lagoon Island, because if you don't buy a package that has lunch included, you will have to pay additionally for that. So just to kind of put that little note in there. But had a great time doing the excursions. Always have a wonderful time. Sailing, we love Disney Cruise Line. It's such a great time. The fireworks at night, the nighttime shows were all phenomenal, and the kids just loved it. So I put a placeholder down while we were on the ship, which means that you're booking for a future cruise. I love cruising. It's just so relaxing, and it's amazing to be able to see different parts of the world in an all-inclusive experience. So for upcoming plans, we are planning on trying to do different itineraries. I did a post where I had people guess where we might be going in the future, and a bunch of you guessed Alaska, and you would be correct. That is one of the itineraries that we're hoping to do within the next year or so. But actually, before we do Alaska, I think we're going to be sneaking in a little girls trip. Isabella and I are going to go on a girls trip, and we may go to Cozumel for the first time, which that'll be a really exciting itinerary. I'm in the middle of finishing booking it up right now, getting everything settled out for that, but that'll be an all-new port that we've never gone out of, because it goes out of Galveston. Galveston and New Orleans are the two it goes out of. It is a different area we have never been in. We've never sailed in that part. It'll be a completely different itinerary, and it's an all-new ship. So this will be on the Disney Magic. It is what is sailing in that area at that time. We've never been on the Magic, and then at that point we will be one ship away from having done a Grand Slam. Grand Slam is when you do it all in 1 year. We're not doing it all in 1 year, but from having been on every single ship of the original Disney series. So we've been on the Dream and the Wonder. We now have been on the Wish also. If we book on the Magic, then we only have to go on the Fantasy, and we will have been on all of the ships. In case you can't tell, I like that kind of working towards staying at different places or trying new restaurants and like kind of checking things off the list. I just enjoy that. So that is kind of the goal with Disney Cruise Line as well, in addition to whenever we go back to Walt Disney World and we stay at different resorts. Which, by the way, I guess it's worth a mention. I kind of made this a cruise recap because we had such an amazing time on the Disney Wish, but this was a land and sea trip. So we started out at Walt Disney World. We were just there for a couple days. It actually started out, we were only supposed to be at Walt Disney World for an overnight, and then the trip kind of started growing and growing and growing, and then it turned into what you saw, where it was like kind of a full-blown land and sea trip, where we were only going to come in early so that way we didn't have to worry about, you know, flight delays and missing the cruise taking off. So it was just supposed to land, go to Disney World for a day, and then go on the cruise. But then we decided, well, we're at Disney and it's a Halloween trip. We should do the Halloween party because the Halloween party's back. So we booked Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. Well, then we had to come in a little earlier so we didn't miss the Halloween party. And then we ended up there like 2 days before that and you know, had a couple park days. So it was a really great time. Really something I wanted to do for a couple years. I had had the idea of doing a Halloween land and sea trip in my mind since 2020 when everything got turned upside down. I really had thought that we might do that in that fall, and then of course they weren't even cruising at that point. And we did end up going to Walt Disney World. That's the trip that we went to Pop Century, first trip back after they had opened up. But now we have done that. Super exciting. Loved all the Halloween decorations. Really, really great time. At some point, I think I would like to do a Christmas or holiday land and sea trip, but it probably won't be super soon because I think we've set our sights on doing Alaska as a family next. So I think that's what you'll probably see from us cruising next. We'll see. But the plan is we're going to go on this girls trip, go down to Cozumel and book a placeholder on that trip. And then after we get back from Cozumel, that placeholder that we book on that trip will probably be for the Alaska trip. So that is the plan, but it's all very exciting things. We had just a wonderful time. Let me know if you have any questions about the Disney Wish. We would definitely sail on the ship again. Like I said, we kind of have this goal of trying to try out the different ships, try out different itineraries. So I don't know when we'll be back on the Wish again, but it is very convenient because it's the one that's right there at Port Canaveral. So if we're ever wanting to do a quick land and sea, we probably will end up back on the Wish just because it's there, and that itinerary works really great for us. It's just a like 3-day itinerary and just a really nice kind of quick getaway. So let me know what questions you have down below. Oh, holiday vlogs, Vlogmas, or Vlogmas, depending on the day, will be coming up shortly, and I'm excited to kind of jump back into regular vlogging. This will be kind of the first time where I've been able to get on a regular schedule since we have gotten into the house. We're kind of almost settled, like we're almost there. We're still waiting on a couple of pieces of furniture, if you can believe it, but they are supposed to be here in the next week or two, so hopefully for Vlogmas we should be settled and just kind of exploring how we're living in this house and a whole new routine and all of that. But thanks for watching today. I hope it was helpful seeing our experience. Check out all the links for the vlogs if you haven't watched them already. A lot of good stuff. We had an amazing time. I'd say top 3 things from the whole trip. We're going to Arendelle, the restaurant, just hands down one of my favorite restaurant experiences ever. Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. So excited that it's back. Love Halloween. Just love everything. And being able to dress up, right? And going to the park. Super, super exciting. And then I would say the other thing is just honestly being back on a cruise ship again and being able to sail and just hear the sound of the water hitting the side of the ship. It's just such a wonderful experience. I love the all-inclusiveness of it and such an easy, relaxing vacation. I just absolutely love it. So thanks for watching today and have a great day.